keyframes. For some reason it's not letting me. Actually, let's see if that'll just work just fine the way it is. No, we want to fade this in. You can also tweak what keyframes are actually shown in this. I have so that just my keyframes show opacity, but you can also choose like the different types of motion and time remapping. Kind of ridiculous. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to choose the point right where this comes in to start fading out. We're going to fade it out to the end of this. Put another keyframe in there. You click it for it to set a keyframe on this. Now to tweak the keyframes, just going to want to grab a keyframe and pull it down to 0 opacity so that it fades out. Awesome. If you want to get really custom into it, you can choose the pen tool. It does pretty much almost the same thing. You can also do like a curved fade in or a fade out. You just need to add more keyframes. Awesome. Alright, so now that we have that set, actually let's go ahead and fade in. That actually fades in as is. I actually wouldn't recommend having your main frame, your main video be black as you're actually starting this. But as an example, and for what I need it to be, it works rather well. Though, I'll probably just trim off the start of this because it still has some game junk in it. Go ahead and zoom in. Oops. I want to make sure we don't trim out our audio. Our actual music. Let's zoom back in so we can grab all of this and scoot it down to the start. Otherwise we're going to start off with just blank black screen, which is no good. Something else, you will want to have your snap-on. That's what keeps this lining up. Like, say I'm just moving this, and I want to move it to the clip right in front of it. It'll actually snap to this edge, but it'll also snap directly to this edge, so that there are no gaps between this video and that video, which is really nice, because that black frame between video, even if you get it lined up perfectly without having the snap-on, there's a good chance you'll get like a couple frames of black, and that looks really strange. Alright, so now that we put the title clip in, we're going to want to put the credit title at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a roll. Let's say it's title 2. Alright, let's go ahead and put our text in. Vertical type tool, cool. Alright, something you're also going to want to tweak if you're doing a roll is the actual height. That just makes it longer. Cool. I want to turn down the text size again. Let's go ahead and go ahead and make it the same font type as the start title. Something to note, when you're lining out your credits, you're going to want to, well, do the credits. You're going to want to credit everything and everybody that you used to help make this clip. So actually, let's turn down the font size some more. Ah, not what I wanted. Alright, so alright, so we're crediting the game that we captured this from, what software you did or didn't use to capture it with. You're also going to want to credit the music you're using. Scroll down so we can see what we're doing. Honestly, if you're the person editing it, you don't necessarily have to say that it was edited by you, although it is nice. There we go. There's our end credits for the roll. Go ahead, just X it out. It already has it saved over here. We'll drag and drop that into the source. Oh, actually, we need to tweak something first. We want the roll to start black, have the credits roll in, and then roll back out to black. There's a way to do that. Just double click on it for it to bring back up again. You want to go into roll crawl options. You want to start off screen and end off screen. Hit OK. Exit back out. There we go. So now it rolls on screen and off screen. Awesome. So go ahead and drag this and drop this into the end. Let's actually see how it looks, although we might need to make it a little bit longer because it looks cool when it's crawling. Let's match it up with the end of everything. Actually, if I remember correctly, the music actually ends. See, now this is what I was talking about as far as waveform. You can actually see the visually seal audio levels. So this actually ends like about there. So we'll cut it there. And scoot this forward. Probably about there. And of course it needs to render. because you're, well, I cut off audio, so it now needs to render the audio that isn't there. It also needs to render the titles, and because I faded in and out at the start, it also needs to render that. And if I change this to fade in and out and add some video transitions, we'll also need to render that as well. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is have all the video fade out. Specifically the video that hasn't already faded out. So let's say, I think it's this track. That. Not that one. This one. Which is this one, okay. We're going to want to set this to fade out. So we'll bring that up again. Say, start it fading out about there. Set a keyframe, set the out keyframe. Have it fade out. Awesome.